All right, quick status update. Unfortunately, no sales, but you can see here that we're getting some decent engagement. Honestly, the CPM I'm not a fan of on Meta, especially if you're just targeting US audiences. I mean, some of these costs, like for CPM and stuff like that on Meta, really skyrocketed since a while ago when I used to do e-commerce and stuff. So it's kind of crazy. But we're monitoring here. I think there may be some potential on one of these products here, so it's not bad. But in the meantime, still having some issues, unfortunately, with Auto DS, which is kind of a red flag. You know what I mean? I'm working with their support because I'm trying to really refine like this AI importation agent. So in the meantime, for today, I think the goal is going to be to throw up some more campaigns because if these ads here flop, I just want to have something new ready and just ready to launch from there. And beyond that, I think I'm also going to find some other areas of optimization. I don't want to too optimize the store because if you have too much optimizations for say a niche, a category, or a certain way you're branding everything, it's just a total waste of time and effort. So in my opinion, I think it's just having the essentials, maybe getting like a email marketing automation up, maybe just like one or so, and that's about it. But from there, just refining other areas of the agent, making other things working and functional. Today, seeing if I can get the sub agent to work on its own for product research, so then I can still have the primary agent doing its own thing. And that's kind of like the update in the areas of focus, and then probably just finding other areas along the way as I'm kind of just doing this. So yeah, that's kind of going to be my goal as I'm working here with trying to figure out the whole product research sub-agent thing. I guess I was working a few days ago, so I don't know if maybe my IP got blocked or something. But it seems like with parallel AI, how we're searching the web for these products based on the methodology I've personally used, it seems like the sub-agent is getting blocked. I'm trying to figure out if there's any alternative hoops around it, such as maybe spawning a deep research agent to see if that's going to work, such as from like parallel AI, what they offer. But I mean, other than that, I think I have to find a workaround, such as either working through APIs or something else where I can get some sort of data and then make decisions based off that. Because there already are existing tools which pretty much tell you all this information about what's selling, what's new, what's trending, things of that nature. But if you want to, get these bots to scan the web and do its thing, I'm realizing that like AliExpress and a lot of these other platforms are pretty strict with having anti-bots or other, I guess, autonomous tools scraping and browsing their web for some sort of, I guess you can say, feedback. So we'll see here. So I guess the bot here, so it seems like we spawned the bot, and now it's just really a matter of waiting and seeing whether or not this is going to work or not. So we'll see. Mini quick update. I've been for the longest time just someone just by default using MailChimp, but I've heard about OmniSend here and also a few other potential solutions because in the meantime, while I'm just getting the other stuff out, I just figured I might as well do some micro optimizations. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top, but at least they're there because abandoned carts, they save you or they recover so much money that you leave on the table. So I set up a simple welcome flow, just literally one email, same thing for the bin and checkout, and it's all free. Whereas like MailChimp, they charge you just to get on a paid plan to even use one automation. Seems like here I have unlimited automations, which is freaking awesome. And I think the cap here is about 500 cents per month, like 2 to 500 cents per month, or I think it's 2 to 500 contacts per month. So it's one of them. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. They got a pretty interesting offer, very easy to set up. And yeah, just got that basic stuff out of the way. And in the meantime, still focusing on the research agent. There's some bugs happening there, so it's not a good sign. It's mainly with the sub agent. I don't know what the heck is good with the sub agent. That's something I have to definitely fix. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah. All right, guys. Massive fucking win. We got a sale. Now keep in mind, the AI researched the product. The AI imported the product. The AI set up the ad. And we got a sale. check this fucking out, guys. This is awesome. So we have in sale. I'll show you the actual product itself. So just for transparency, it's this product. As you can see here, one sale in the past 90 days, so basically today. Now, I'm not going to obviously reveal the actual order information because that's just privacy of the customer, things of that nature. But this is a massive freaking win, guys. So this is what I mean. The future of e-commerce is likely going to be fully autonomous, and you can pretty much research products, you can import them with AI, and then you can get the ads all set up with AI. So that is a massive win here. And I still have to think about what we're going to do next, whether I should just scale it within the same day or what not. But also another interesting thing, I'm still reviewing it right now, but we did a deep search on the web and that actually returned. So before we were doing like simple scraping with like the parallel AI AP or like one of the tools that you can call. And turns out it just didn't work. I guess it's because AliExpress was blocking it, but I'm going to review these products here, see what the bot provided, and go from there. So in case you were also wondering which products were it that the bot found in its research, so it was this one. I believe maybe I had this already imported as a draft, just not actually in the store. So this is one. One product failed, unfortunately. I guess the link was broken. This is another one. And then this is another one. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this one, but you never know. You know what I mean? It could be, but it's one of those products that, like, at least in my opinion, when I'm looking for things, it doesn't, really have much like a standout element to it, like a standout factor. So that's just kind of my opinion. I guess we just have to research for it. But the one thing about the parallel AI cost for this costed roughly 40 cents for a pro search. Now, that can probably rack up a bill over time if you're just doing like a bunch of these, you know what I mean? But as long as it's good research and it's finding new products, then, we're cooking. But still, it's a massive win what we got here. One sale. It's not bad at all. So I'm actually super hyped. Some updates. Now I'm further refining the product import skill. I'm going to see if I can get it into a sub-agent, but before that, I wanted to consolidate some files into a single file. And rather than creating new sessions here with the main agent, I'm just rerunning some extra runs to see how the agent performs. And then from there, what I plan on doing is spawning a sub-agent to do the full entire task in a new fresh session. So it's going to have its own context window. It's going to be a fresh slate. It's going to be able to pretty much do everything without all the junk and context that we have here in the main chat thread. And I think this is going to be pretty big in terms of the importance and how much context and space it has available to do these things. You know what I mean? So as long as it has the skills, it knows what it's doing, it has access to the store API, has access to any other resources it needs, it should be able to import the products fine. I just ran a product importation on this skill, and previously what happened was the skill was I split it into two files where it does the first half and then the second half, and the idea was to create a new session to have fresh context to start this over. But it was so frustrating to do that because you would have to prompt it again, it would ask you all these stupid questions, and like I couldn't be productive that way, you know what I mean? And the biggest bottleneck here is when I spawn this product import agent to do its thing with like generating images, scanning everything, looking at it, I can't really do anything with the bot. So it's very important for me to eventually get a sub agent to work. Now the product research agent works pretty good right now in terms of the quality of the products it's sourcing. That's still questionable. Right now we only have literally one sale, so I can't really say much on that yet. But the product import agent, I think, is going to be the biggest one and most annoying to set up. I mean, that's basically the mini update right now here. As you can see, I was pretty much just kind of working on fixing some stuff here so it could just all be in a single shot from the steps and sequences that I set up. And yeah, so I'm waiting basically on the agent to complete this process. As you can see here, it kind of already changed some information, and it's still probably doing more things here. Now I'm just waiting on it. Let's see here. Ah, damn. They already made a mistake. Basically, I have to prompt it to be like, yo, what you just did was you renamed the product with a title that already exists in the store. Make sure in the skill that before you name anything to check whether or not the name already exists for another product. You have to add that to the skill. Because now there's two duplicate product names in the store. The one you're currently editing right now should have a complete different name because it's a different product. So, like little things like this is annoying and you have to kind of refine it, but it's getting better there nonetheless. Once you rename it, resume where you left off and continue finishing it. Vision API quote exceeded. Huh, interesting. All right, we'll get back. All right, now we're getting the bot to create an ad. I prompted it. I guess this new session forgot it had access to Composio, which is how we're accessing this tool. We're going to be setting up a new campaign here, so refreshing it right now. Nothing there. I just got to figure out what the heck is happening here because it's clearly forgetting, so just give me a moment on that. Yo, you see this? Do you see this? We got another sale today. All from an AI researched product, AI imported product, and an AI set up ad campaign. Once again, not fully autonomous yet, where it does it all by itself, as in, like, without me just fully sleeping, chilling with, I don't know, on the beach somewhere. Not exactly like that yet. But we're almost there. It's still giving it guidance and giving it direction and telling it, how to tweak and stuff like that. But this is exciting, you know what I mean? So, literally, the first day of setting up ads, I'm testing 3 products right now, and we're low-key cooking. You know what I mean? And we're doing a CBO campaign, $20 a day for the single product, and it's cooking. And these are 2 sales from the same exact product. I actually had to raise the price because I realized that the initial offer that AliExpress was offering was like a welcome offer, and AutoDS was actually pulling the actual retail offer. And I was like, oh damn, so my first sale I'll be profitable, but anything after that is going to be like 50% profitable versus like 200%. You want to have like a 1/3 to 1/4, 1/5 ratio in terms of like cost to potential profits, because then you have to cover ads, you have to cover other expenses, shit like that. But this is a massive fucking win here. So I just want to quickly shout that out. Past 2 hours, I've been banging my fucking head on how to basically, because I'm using a cheaper model here and I ran out of credits for OpenRouter. So I was just going to use some of my credits elsewhere. And I was just, trying to get the models to work and do its thing. And it makes a massive difference when you use some of these more smarter models where they know how to do like tasks or more like sophisticated or complicated agentic sequences of steps. It makes a massive difference. That's why Kimi was actually pretty good. And Gemini Flash, it does all right, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially too if you're on a lower tier where it's going to be hitting these rate limits. It's a pain in the ass. But that's that. I got it to still create a campaign. I was about to just say screw it and be like, yo, I'm going to just set this campaign, at least just the one for tomorrow, and we should be good. We have 2 products expiring today in Ads Manager. 2 of them are expiring. And because they're just not profitable. They're just not profitable. I'll show you guys right here. We have 1 sale here. The other one's, it literally just came in a few minutes ago. So it's, oh, there it is. It literally just popped up. So it literally just popped up, and $8 per purchase, not bad. And now what we're doing is we have two other products which are expiring. So hopefully either, by tonight before they expire, they'll get a sale. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to accept it and just move on. You know what I mean? It's just a numbers game at the end of the day. I got another product coming up for tomorrow, but I'm about to call it honestly because I'm just super frustrated from just like staring and like working with the bot for 2 hours because of how freaking slow it is. You know what I mean? And I know some of you guys would maybe like, yo, just use a more expensive model or you just use something more faster, consider something else. Believe me, I was considering it, but I'm just like, screw it. I'll just finish it off with this thing. I don't want to overcomplicate things and add too much complexity. Sorry about that. Add too much complexity. And I did it. I freaking did it. And the goal here was to get at least 2 campaigns, but you know what? I'm running up this one campaign here, so I'm actually gonna surf it up and actually increase the spend to 45 by the end of tonight. We're gonna see if we can get even a third sale by the end of tonight. So I don't know. I'll update you guys tomorrow on that. But you know what? I'm gonna just put it at 50, honestly. Like, what am I doing? Like, if it's already like cooking like that, 2 sales, I mean, it's kind of like not ordinary behavior, you know what I mean? So we're gonna let that cook, and we'll just see what happens from there, you know what I mean? I mean, this is some good news, you know what I mean? This is just good news, and I don't know what else to say, you know what I mean? It's just, this is the part of the game, and if tomorrow this shit's unprofitable, we'll see, you know what I mean? But you have to, like, bet on yourself. You have to bet on what you're doing. You have to bet on the product. You have to, like, and there's 2 things I'm betting on here. I'm betting on the freaking store to work, and I'm betting on this freaking agent thing to work. I mainly set out to build this agent, you know what I mean? But there's no way in hell I can prove this concept works unless I do it on myself or some other e-commerce store owner. Because if I was doing it for some other e-commerce store owner, it's got to be more easier and less cost intensive because I'm pretty much operating an e-commerce store and also an agent. And if it was just with an e-commerce owner, it's just, wait, did I say that right? If it's just with an e-commerce owner, I'm just mainly trying to figure out and get this agent to work. But if it's me setting up this store and also getting everything to work with the agent, it's like 2 variables. So it is kind of hard. It's frustrating. And, there's no guarantee that this is going to work or if it's just going to flop or if it's just BS at the end of the day. I'm kind of betting otherwise. But you won't know unless you try. You know what I mean? You won't know unless you trying it out. And who knows? You know what I mean? Like, this thing still might be cooking. You know what I mean? I just remember sometimes, like, some time ago when I used to do the dropship, like, you don't know. In one day, everything can just change. In 1 week, everything can change. In 1 week from this week, something can happen where it's just like, holy fuck, how did you do that? And that's just with anything. Nothing happens, and then something happens. And that's just the nature of, I guess you can say, success, right? There's just a lot of uncertainty. You're just dealing with uncertainty. You're dealing with just a lot of frustrations and headaches. And I know I'm kind of like going deep into this, but it was just a lot of head banging today. It was just a lot of head banging and just super slow responses, a lot of frustrations, restarting the chats, all this stuff. And I know, like, this is like, it doesn't even look too technical, you know what I mean? Because, like, hey, I'm trying to get this agent to do this, right? So wouldn't you expect like a code editor or something up out here? But that's not the case. The case instead is it's a kind of combination of both because, I mean, on one hand, you guys don't really see like the console open up and some of the, like, how I'm editing the files and stuff like that. I just figured it'd be too much work on my end just to edit and, cut things out, whatever, blah, blah, because I'm just kind of like a solo operation here, trying to get this thing up and done, you know what I mean? I'd rather just show you guys results, the highlights, and things of that nature. I was doing the, like, long kind of, I don't want to say vlog, but just recording me doing shit. Personally, I'm not a fan. The other thing I'm not a fan of is just how long it takes just to upload, save it, edit it, you know what I mean? Make sure you, like, remembering you didn't, like, leave anything in the video. So it's a lot of bandwidth, you know what I mean? Especially as a one man person. But this is kind of where we're at for today. I'm gonna wrap it up. So we just scaled this ad up live. What we also did is we we got a new campaign going up tomorrow for a new product, and there's a few things out there refined. So tomorrow we're gonna fix some more stuff up. But yeah, that'll be all for today. Logging out. That's all. Peace.